Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dhimas Dwyki. Here, I would like to present the material Motivation, a general overview of theories. Let me start it. Goals. A goal is something that person wants to achieve. A teacher's goal might be to help students understand the concept of an eclipse within 1 week. Next, formation of goals. There are long and short-term goals. Long-term goals keep behavior directed toward an ultimate target, while short-term goals are the stepping stones to the long-term goals. They conclude that self-motivation can best be created and sustained by attainable sub-goals that lead to large goals. And examples of goal formation might be long-term goals. I want to be a good piano player. Proximal goals and progress. Prepare for concert and practice 2 hours every day. Next, goal setting. Expressions such as intend to and desire to are often used in setting goals. For examples, I intend to run a marathon this year. Goal setting is simply defined as a specific outcome that an individual is striving to achieve. Goal difficulty. More difficult goal will enhance performance level, especially when the task is performed voluntarily. Setting up rigid and realistic goals based on the learner's competence, therefore, is more effective than setting easy goals. Feedback. Feedback on learning or training progress helps learners know if their goals are being met and, if not, how to improve achievement of goals. Next, goal orientation theories. There are performance goals versus mastery goals. When performance goals are involved, there is a concern with having one's ability judged. The process of learning itself is valued, and the attainment of mastery is seen as dependent on effort. Here is an example comparing mastery and performance goals. Mastery goal. Understanding the class materials is more important than earning a high grade, and it's why I work hard to learn. Performance goals. I want to avoid mistakes so I can get a good grade. That is the reward for studying hard. My performance is better than other students. Next, self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a self-judgment of one's ability to perform a task in a specific domain. Self-efficacy affects some of the factors that predict motivation. High self-efficacy positively affects performance too. This good performance will turn enhance self-efficacy. Source of self-efficacy. First, mastery experience. This is one personal experience with success or failure. Next, second, vicarious experience. Self-efficacy can be affected by observing experience of others. The learners can imitate their model skills or copy their strategies that the models use. Verbal persuasion. Learners can be motivated by using verbal feedback to convince or encourage them to accomplish their tasks. And last, physical states. Anxiety, nervous, rapid heart rate, sweating, these symptoms often occur when learners face challenges that require competence to overcome. Next, improving self-efficacy. First, feedback. Encouragement and in-depth, informative feedback from teachers are important in its influence on self-efficacy. The teacher should also emphasize the rationale of why some strategies that learners use is successful and why some fail. Next, model. Exposing learners to non-expert model conquering the challenge successfully can help learners increase their motivation and self-efficacy. And last, successful experience. It is the teacher's responsibility to help learners achieve academic success by providing challenging and yet attainable tasks. Next, attribution theory. Attribution theory is the study how individuals experience events in their lives. Knowing learners' attributional beliefs can help instructors to address the value of effort. Motivational dimension of attribution. There are 3-dimensional classification of causality. First, locus of control. Locus of control refers to the degree to which results are due to factors inside or outside an individual. Next, stability. Stability refers to an unchanging cause. Consider the following statement. I'm good at playing guitar because I've practiced for more than a year. In this case, the ability to play guitar is a stable cause for this person. And last, controllability. Controllable and uncontrollable controllability refers to those factors that can be controlled to influence result. Next, attributional process. Pintrick and Skang generated a model to prevent attributional process. This model provides the effect of attribution on motivational, affective, and behavioral consequence. The incident can be classified as either environmental or personal factors. An individual will attribute this incident to the perceived cause and different causal dimensions. This cause will affect an individual's psychological consequences and influence behaviors. Next, self-regulation and volition. Some independent learners know how to adopt learning strategies. They understand their competencies in specific domains and will commit to their self-academic goals. These students have volition and can be described as self-regulated learners. Self-regulated learning is determined by personal, environmental, and behavioral events. Possible selves. Possible selves are how one imagines the self and the future. Possible selves represent individual ideas of what they might become, what they would like to become, and especially what they are afraid of become. The formation of possible selves is influenced by developmental factors, sociocultural factors, attributional history, and self-efficacy judgment. Volition. Volition is the tendency to maintain focus and effort towards goals despite potential distraction. For some reason, some learners overcome barriers and difficulties to ensure that academic goals are reached. Activities in volitional enhancement curriculum are like teacher and student list possible distraction when studying. Teacher and student make a master list of the most frequent distraction and categorize them as to where they occur or if they were distracting truths. The teachers models and demonstrates both effective and ineffective response to a distracting situation. The teachers leads students through a 20-item quiz requiring identification and classification of more effective strategies. Self-regulation is not fixed characteristics of learners. Employing appropriate strategies can help learners to develop self-regulation and volition to learn. Here's self-regulatory process. Self-regulatory process for student. Goal setting, making lists to accomplish during studying. Task strategies, creating mnemonic to remember facts. Imagining the consequence of failing to study. Self-instruction, rehearsing steps in solving a math problem. Time management, scheduling daily studying and homework time. Self-monitoring, keep record of complete assignment. Self-evaluation, checking work before handing it to the teacher. Self-consequence, making television or telephoning contingent on homework completion. Environmental structuring, studying in a secluded place. And last, help seeking, using a study partner. Next, self-regulated learning strategies. Zimmerman and Martinez Pons isolated the effective self-regulated learning strategies shown in the table below. First, self-evaluating, indicating students initiate evaluation of the quality or progress of their work. Second, organizing and transforming, indicating students initiated offered and covered re-engineering of instructional materials to improve learning. Third, goal setting and planning, indicating students setting of educational goals or sub-goals and planning for sequencing, timing, and completing activities related to those goals. Fourth, seeking information, indicating student initiated effort to secure further tasks, information from non-social source when undertaking an assignment. Fifth, keeps records and monitoring, indicating students initiate effort to record event or result. Environmental structuring, indicating student initiate effort to select or arrange the physical setting to make learning easier. 7. Self-consequating, indicating students' re-enjoyment or imagination of rewards or punishment for success or failure. 8. Rehearsing and memorizing, indicating students initiate efforts to memorize material by overt or covert practice. 9 until 11. Seeking social assistance, indicating students initiate effort to solicit help from peers, teachers, and adults. 12 until 14. Reviewing records, indicating student initiated efforts to reread notes, tests, or textbooks to prepare for class or further testing. Next, intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is defined as engagement in action for their own sake, with the only tangible benefit being outcomes such as pleasure, learning, satisfaction, interest, or challenge. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation occurs when learners engage in activities the purpose of attaining rewards such as prize or high grades. Enhancing intrinsic motivation. Some useful strategies that can promote intrinsic motivation have been proposed. Lever and hurdles such as 4 methods for enhancing intrinsic motivation. First, challenge. Design challenging activities which convey the message to learners that they have competitive skills. Second, curiosity. Activities that create desirability for the learners can elicit curiosity. Third, control. A sense of responsibility will be better fostered in learners if they are allowed to make meaningful choices in the learning process. And last, fantasy. The design of stimulation and games that involves fantasy can increase intrinsic motivation. Okay, that's all my presentation. If you have any question, you can ask me in the Google Meet. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.